Hi everyone, my name is Becky. Welcome to my channel Notes from the Sewing Room. My channel is all about my sewing and craft adventures, so if that's something that interests you, please do hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell to be informed when I upload my latest videos. I'd really appreciate that. I've got lots of different videos on my channel, so please do go back and check out some of my other content if you've enjoyed what you see today. Now today's video is all about something that I've made that I've really enjoyed working on. It's a hack of the Sew Over It penny dress. So I've added in a few different changes, so I'm looking forward to telling you what they're all about, and it's just right here on my mannequin Flora. I hope you've been having a good week, whatever you've been doing, and you've managed to squeeze in a little bit of sewing time if that's something that you like to do. I've had quite a busy week really, even though I'm on maternity leave at the moment. I have managed to do a little bit of baking and a little bit of sewing as well. So I'm trying just to take it easy a little bit, although that's not something that I'm very good at doing, if I'm honest. I've never been someone that can kind of just sit back and put my feet up easily, but I figure kind of baking and sewing, it's not too strenuous, so I've been occupying my time with that until the baby arrives, so shouldn't be too much longer now. So but I will I'll keep you posted on how I'm getting on, and when the baby's here as well, and hopefully at some point I can introduce you to our baby boy as well, so I'm sure some of you may enjoy that. I don't know if you can see, but I have got my Labrador Bentley in the chair just behind me, so he's just there. He's having a little bit of a nap at the moment, so I know some of you do like to see Bentley, so you never know, he may have a little bit of a mooch around later on, but at the minute he's just having a bit of a doze. So it's that kind of afternoon, I think. It's a little bit rainy outside, so he thinks, yeah, I'm just gonna snuggle up here and be nice in my nice yellow chair. So yeah, that's what he's doing. But yeah, anyway, the dress, what have I done? So first of all, let me tell you about the fabric. So it's a cotton poplin fabric. It's red and spotty. I love polka dots. As you'll know if you've seen any of my other posts on Instagram perhaps, or you know, you've watched any of my other videos, I have made quite a few things in the past that have got spots on. It is something that I tend to be drawn to in terms of a print. Now the fabric was gifted to me in exchange for a blog review in my own words by Minerva. That will be on the blog at some point in the future. I'm not sure exactly when at the moment, but I have made up a hack of the Sew Over It penny dress. So I'll be honest with you, I haven't actually made this in the straightforward, you know, straight out of the pattern pack with the penny dress. I have made two penny shirts before, so using the same pattern, but I've made a tie-waisted shirt. So if you are interested in doing the tie-waisted shirt hack, I have got another video about that previously, but also if you just Google Sew Over It penny shirt hack, you should be able to find the blog that Sew Over It did about it, and it just talks you through all the different steps that you have to follow to create your own tie front shirt. So but it was quite straightforward, so I would recommend doing that, and they've been pretty suitable for me to wear during my pregnancy as well, because they are quite short in the body, so it's meant that I can wear things that are a bit more high-waisted, and the shirt is kind of sat, you know, kind of above my bump. So yeah, I've enjoyed wearing those during the summer months. But yeah, so what have I done differently? So I think the penny dress, in my experience, works really well in some kind of cotton fabric. So the two shirts that I've made, I have made in a kind of, you know, light to medium weight cotton. So I made one shirt that was in a kind of shirting weight cotton, and I made another one in more of a lighter weight cotton that had got some little embroidered flowers on. So they worked really well. So I was quite confident that this dress would look nice as a cotton poplin fabric. So the fabric was quite narrow. It was only 45 inches wide. I was gifted 4 meters of the fabric. I have got a little bit left over, which I might use as maybe like a bag lining or something like that. But I have used the majority of the fabric that I was actually given. So I've basically followed the pattern instructions in terms of the bodice. So I've added on the cute collar. I would say if you are new to doing collars, the collar is quite straightforward in that it's a flat collar, there's no collar stand or anything like that. The facing, however, that sits sort of on the inside, obviously, of the garment, and then you top stitch it down so that it doesn't move around. It is a little bit temperamental. In each of the different versions that I've made with the shirts and also with this version, I've had to iron all of them to within an inch of their lives, you know. So I have found that the facing has moved around quite a lot, and it's been a bit of trial and error to try and get it to lie completely flat, but you do get there in the end, so do persevere if you are struggling. But yeah, so I followed the pattern instructions basically from here down to the bodice, and then from the bottom of the bodice, that's where the changes start. So I'll talk you through what I've done. I've actually made a little note for myself so I don't forget to tell you any of the different bits. So first of all, in terms of the bodice, I did follow all of the instructions. However, I did add in a couple of different changes because I wanted it to fit into my waist nicely, rather than adding in the original elastic channel as it was in the original pattern instructions. So what I decided to do to make it a little bit more fitted is to add in some waist darts here. So I basically put on the top back to sort of inside out, and I pinned myself basically into the shirt to try and get an idea of what the fit would be like. And then I marked on roughly where I wanted the darts to sit, and then took off the shirt and you know, pinned those in place. Then put on the shirt again just to try and have a go and see like what extra room I'd got, or if the darts seemed like they were in the right position, and then I repeated the process for the back of the shirt. Now obviously it's a little bit more tricky actually pinning yourself at the back if you are creating back darts, so you could get a friend to help, or you know, you could just have a go with it, you know, out in front of you on the table, a bit of trial and error, put on the top, take it off until you're actually you know, happy with the fit that you're going to get. But I've added in two waist darts here, and then on the back of the dress I also added in, if I just turn Flora around, 2 back darts as well. Now because I wanted to have that flexibility to make it, you know, as fitted around the waist or not as I wanted it to be at that time, I've also added in a little back waist tie, which you'll see here. So I used the waist tie from the Megan Nielsen Darling dress. So that wasn't something that, you know, I made up. You know, I have just kind of copied that pattern piece and used it there, so I can have that, you know, as tight or not as I want it to be. Basically because I wanted to be able to wear the dress at the moment when I'm pregnant, but I also wanted to wear it afterwards as well, so I wanted to allow myself that little bit of extra wriggle room. In terms of the actual length of the bodice, I kept that the same as it was in the original instructions. I didn't make any changes there because I am fairly late on in my pregnancy now. I couldn't see the point in kind of making too many alterations, so I just thought I'll leave it as it is, and then hopefully it'll be suitable for me after I've had the baby as well. So if I just turn Flora back around, then we can talk about the skirt. As you can see, I added on a gathered skirt to the dress rather than the circle skirt as it suggests in the original pattern. I love a circle skirt, but I do think that sometimes they can look a little bit too dressy in a way. So I just wanted something that looked potentially a little bit more casual so that I could just wear it whenever, you know, rather than thinking, oh, I feel a little bit self-conscious for some reason because I'm in this kind of big floaty circle skirt. And I do have circle skirts that I wear. I do have circle dresses and I do wear them quite often, but it is just nice to have something that's a little bit different. So yeah, I added on the gathered skirt. So in order to do that, I basically used the full width of my fabric and I cut 2 rectangular shapes, one for the front, one for the back, should I say, on the fold, and then also one for the front that is in 2 sections rather than one on the fold. So I wanted to create buttons that run all the way from the top of the bodice all the way down to the bottom of the skirt. So in order to do that, I needed to have obviously the open front section in the front of the skirt, and also I needed to extend the front facing as well. So in the original bodice pattern, it has got quite a sort of deep facing, so I basically just extended that to run all the way, you know, from the top all the way down to the bottom of the skirt, and then I've been able to top stitch it in place, basically from the bottom of the skirt all the way around the back of the neck and then back down the other side. And that's made it really you know, nice and flat, and it's added quite a professional finish to the dress as well. So I'm really quite pleased with that. In terms of the buttons that I've used, I think I've used 12 buttons from top to bottom of the shirt dress. So I've got a bit of a thing for shirt dresses at the moment. I keep Googling, I keep sort of looking on Instagram, there's so many nice ones around, but I wanted to have a go at creating something that was a little bit unique to me as well. So hopefully this penny dress has actually done that, and it is something that, you know, I'll enjoy wearing, you know, for months and years to come. Certainly, I think the print of the fabric and the style of the dress are the two things that I really like. So hopefully that will mean that, you know, I do get plenty of wear out of it. I've just gone for plain white buttons. I think because the fabric is, you know, it's quite bright and bold, I didn't want to use a button that was, you know, quite distracting in any way. So I think these kind of fisheye buttons that I've used there are perfect for this dress, and I just bought those from a local craft shop. Yeah, but I think overall I'm really pleased with the dress. It's come together really nicely, and you know, if you are thinking about doing a hack of the penny dress or another pattern, don't be afraid, just dive in, have a go. What's the worst that can happen? You know, sometimes things don't work out, but often you can fix them as you go along. So you know, this dress, as I said, you know, took a little bit of work because it meant that I had to keep trying it on and taking it off to try and make sure that the fit was as I wanted it. But in the end, you know, I've got there, and you know, I'm really pleased with it. So and I think it's got a kind of bit of a vintage vibe to it, and I do love vintage fashions, particularly from, you know, the 50s and 60s period, and I could really see someone perhaps in the 1950s going to an old-fashioned dance or something like that wearing this kind of dress. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So but I hope you've enjoyed learning about the hack of the penny dress, and maybe I've inspired you to give this a go yourselves. If you have enjoyed watching today's video, please do hit the subscribe button, give me a like, and perhaps leave me a comment as well. I do love to hear what you're making. If you've got any suggestions also perhaps of things that I could make in the future, or things that you'd like to see on the channel perhaps in the future, I'd really appreciate that if you did get in touch. But until next time, I shall leave it there, and I'll say see you soon. Bye!